We're here with Trouble E, and he has a fan that's named Alberto. How you doing, Alberto?
Excellent.
Yeah, we're here giving an interview about the album, and Alberto is a big fan, and he likes the album a lot, and we wanted to find out what he likes the most about the album. And go ahead.
Okay, so my first question for you is, when you first heard me, what drew you in automatically?
Your voice and how I can relate to what you were saying, and it was very soothing to listen to. You know, you were like speaking softly. You weren't screaming your head off. You were normal tone. It was basically relaxing to hear to. That drew me in. Especially when I saw the video on Facebook of him singing. That drew me in.
Okay. Now, the next question for you is, what type of contribution do you feel I'm making to society with my music? With you being, involved with the Peace Corps, I'd really like to know.
No, not the Peace Corps, the church.
Okay.
We're going on a Haiti mission. In June, we're going to go minister, help reconstruct the earthquake-ravaged Haitian countryside, and I basically am going to have God work His power through me so the Haitian people relate, the humanity that's out there to help everybody, because that's what ties us all, including music. Music is a source that Evan has the gift to relay to people through his music. Inspiration, inspire people, because when you listen to a lot of songs, a lot of them use dirty language which he doesn't use, and as I'm a Christian, I felt very comfortable listening to his music because he didn't have any obscenity in it. It was just basically normal, everyday language that you can listen to and think about and meditate on what he's saying and try to change the world.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, overall, what do you think the contribution that I'm making with my music would be?
It depends on each listener, each fan, because, each person's their own world. You can't generalize my taking in of your message to that of other people. Everybody reacts differently. Just like when you see a car accident, you may relay in your brain a different version of the car accident than I do. That's why you have different versions in a car accident. With music, it's the same way. I may get something out of your music that somebody else might not get. When you go to a movie, look at the movie Inception. Everybody got a different interpretation of the movie. With your music, it's the same thing. You get people, you get 10 people, and you'll get 10 different feelings. You might get a few that coincide, but most is different.
I really appreciate that, and I think you made some really good points. Now, my third question for you is, what separates me from everyone else?
You're Evan, you're unique.
You kind of touched on it a little bit.
You're unique. You do your own thing, and that's how you have to do. To be successful in any business, you have to be your own person. You can't imitate any other person, because we're all unique. That's the whole purpose of us being here. Like an actor, you can't imitate, like Brad Pitt can't imitate another actor like Will Smith, Tom Cruise, Lady Gaga and Madonna, Tim McGraw and Toby, or Luther Campbell and Usher. Each person is different, and they gotta use their own style to wrap people into their message. You can't imitate. Imitation, they say, is the sincerest form of flattery, but when it comes to music or acting or any performing arts, it ain't gonna work, because you have to create your own style in the performing arts.
I agree completely. Now, how would you describe my style, my energy, and my attitude?
Your attitude is great. I was, watching that fundraiser video you had on your YouTube channel last night. PCAA?
PCAA.
PCAA. it was, yeah, and I think that's great because I work at Children and Families, and I don't deal with child abuse, but I used to get calls from our protective investigators where they would go out on calls and all that, and it's basically, hey, preventing child abuse is something that even, it happens, kids do it to kids themselves. You know, you have kids abusing kids. You have elementary school students abusing themselves, whether it's bullying each other on the bus or bullying them in school. It happens, parents, even children doing it to their parents or their grandparents. And that's something that we all need to reflect on. And that's why I like that video, because not that many performing artists go directly to a cause with such controversy as abuse, because people tend to shy away from that. They hide it. They don't want it publicized, and they don't want to let their neighbors know, because you can have a neighbor next door abusing their kids, and their kids are like, you know, they're lying behind closed doors.
I agree. Now my next question for you is, I've collaborated my music with reggae, R&B, hip-hop, rock, pop, you know, and a few other genres. What other type of collaborations would you like to see from me?
I would say to basically spread your wings and encompass everybody that's a musical listener. I would consider gravitating a song or two songs at least toward Christian music fans. Let them see your human side to Evan, you know, because that's good, because most people think of hip-hop artists or reggae artists or all that as being, you know, a little rebellious, but no, you gotta show your human side, and Christian side is something that would be great.
I agree with him. He does say the word rebellious, and I have to agree, but my rebellion is more fighting for a righteous cause than fighting, you know, with a negative message. I'm fighting for a righteous cause.
Exactly.
So my rebellious is kind of like, you have a lot of good people out there, but they kind of just put on the blinders and look the other way, and I'm more a person that maybe per se, as they would say, like, gangster this or whatever. I'm more rough around the edges because I'm fighting so strongly with my passion for the righteous cause. So it's like the good people are finally starting to fight back,
exactly,
rather than take beatings. So that's kind of where, you know, certain people may say I have a rough side to me. That's where the rough side, I have this passion about me that wants to show the people how much I really mean what I'm saying. It's not just some type of gimmick to get me here or get me there. It's 100%. I want people to understand what I'm saying and how much I really mean it and how much I'm really here for the right reasons.
It's not a hook.
No.
It's not a hook. It's a real Evan. That's how you gotta be successful in the music industry. Any musical performer from A to Z.
That's a great point that he makes to any performer, so it goes perfect with my next question. If you could see me collaborate with anyone, if you could bring them back from the dead, whoever it is, who would it be?
John Lennon.
I would love to collaborate with John Lennon.
Just because of his song, Imagine, all the lonely people in the world. Because there are a lot of people that are surrounded by people and they're lonely. And he was a great writer. I mean, you listen to his songs from his Beatle years and from his Yoko Ono years, and making the wheels go round and round. It's incredible. You know, he would be a perfect person to collaborate from if he came back from the dead.
I agree, and I would love to collaborate with John Lennon because I really like him. He's another guy that was fighting for the righteous cause, and people try to shut him out, say he was crazy. You know how they usually do.
That's how they blamed it all on Yoko Ono, that she broke up the Beatles when John Lennon fell for her. And they basically fought, you know, the peace sit-ins. If you look at old pictures of both of them, they were always in sit-ins.
I feel I'm a revolutionary and he was a revolutionary, so it would be a very, very powerful collaboration. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
All right. right, that concludes the interview. Definitely, Alberto, thank you very much for
You're welcome.
coming out.
Great.
Definitely.